Oh, I think we'll.
You're not made of sugar.
No, you're right, Charles. I'm not.
Hey, Charles.
How you doing?
I told him that you were the only good reporter left in Fredericton.
Yeah, maybe.
Can you explain dropping Jeff Carr and Danielle Lalonde? You said back on the 8th or the 15th that it was not a whipped vote, that vote in the House. So why are they gone?
I think when you have cabinet ministers that take a position against the government in the legislature, voting against in the legislature, it's very significant. I think if you look at certainly the parliamentary system that we operate under, cabinet confidentiality, cabinet support is paramount, and so I think that speaks for itself.
But you had said it wasn't a whipped vote.
You don't expect cabinet ministers to vote against the government. I never made it a free vote, I think.
So Minister Dunn said she would have voted for it had she been there, but she's still in. Can you just explain that situation?
My point is clear that standing in the ledge and voting as a cabinet minister against the government is very significant. And it's, I know if someone had been there, they might have done differently or may have been, but the fact is they weren't there and they didn't stand against the government.
So Trevor Holder and Dr. Shepherd, you would have kicked them off if they were still in cabinet?
Well, I guess the theory would apply to them as well. So,
on what criteria have you chose the new ministers?
well, certainly the focus area and what you'll see in the coming, later this week, from Minister Green is this housing plan. Very thorough, very, progressive in moving forward to address the needs we have in New Brunswick. And we need that same focus in mental health and addiction. I've talked a lot about having the ability to have a path forward. Judges will tell us, there's situations that they have nowhere to really place people in order to have them, work to rehabilitate and to move forward. So it's a focus for us to have that. I've talked about it for some time. And the same issue goes under the seniors portfolio is that this becomes more and more of an issue. We still, work to find ways not only for better senior care at home, but better ability to move people through hospitals into the community setting. And so it's to have a singular focus on issues that are really critical to us right now and really get some traction.
Without Danielle Lalonde, who are you expecting to be the next spokesperson for the Acadian community in New Brunswick and Francophone community?
Yeah, so it's that's unfortunate that Danielle is not there now, but he'll continue to be a valued member in our caucus, and I'm sure he'll continue to represent the community along, obviously, with Réjean and Glenn is part of that as well. So I would say, but being in caucus is still valuable.
Did you tell these ministers anything about what you expected of them in terms of loyalty and votes and these kinds of issues that sometimes come up and create dissent?
Well, I think the very oath that they take speaks for itself in that regard, and it's not an unwritten rule how cabinet is to function within a government, and to go outside of that, and to basically feel that it doesn't matter whether you're in cabinet or not. It does matter, and to not address the situation is really putting the government in a very vulnerable position. So we have to respect the parliamentary system that we're in, and the sanctity of cabinet, and the fact that we'll have very frank and open discussion in cabinet or in caucus, but in cabinet, you have to have solidarity.
Last question.
How much of this is going to solve the internal strife that you've been facing, this change that you have, or is it just a band-aid?
Well, I would say it's more than a band-aid, but I'm not going to suggest that the other issues go away either. So I think we have some building to do. There's no question about that. And I need to play a key role in that, reaching out to the membership, to the executives throughout the province, and be able to sit down and have some very good discussions. Because the one thing that we do certainly all agree on is that our province is doing unprecedented things throughout New Brunswick. And we don't want to lose that momentum. So we can't allow our internal issues to overtake the provincial success. And that'll be the focus of how do we get ourselves back on track, because we must. Our province deserves that.
With the letters from Dorothy Shepherd and Trevor Holder and their criticisms of your leadership style, are you going to do anything different this time around?
Well, certainly, a lot of that did come out after the fact. I mean, Trevor was was my deputy leader for quite some time, and when I was in Europe, and we were things were going very well. So I was finding the criticism a little surprising, and I know Dorothy and I had the meeting a year or 2 years before and discussions. But to your point, yes, can I be part of the solution? Absolutely.
You've lost two.
And I need to be.
You've lost two deputy
Thank you.
premiers. Does that mean the role's not going to come back anymore?
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
When's the next election?
Good question.
Okay, thank
24th
you.
of October?
Is that what it's
Isn't
going to
that
be?
the date?
Of what year?
That's
Of
the
what
official
year?
date that I'm aware of.
Thank you, Premier.
Thank you, Premier.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, that's good.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Bruce.
We're not doing anything for you tonight this morning. I'll tell you that.
Backdrop of